Hello, HD Interiors fans. Welcome back to your channel. In today's video, discover the most common bedroom design mistakes to avoid, along with modern ideas and smart decor tips to create a balanced, stylish, and comfortable space. A well-designed bedroom has a quiet kind of impact. It feels comfortable, balanced, and effortless, even though every detail plays a role in creating that experience. What often goes unnoticed is that the difference between a beautiful space and an uncomfortable one usually comes down to small decisions that either work together or quietly clash. Many bedrooms look complete at first glance, yet something feels slightly off. It could be the layout, the proportions, or even the way different elements interact with each other. These subtle issues can affect not only how the room looks, but also how it feels to live in every day. At the same time, modern bedroom design continues to evolve towards simplicity, functionality, and a more thoughtful approach to styling. It is less about adding more, and more about choosing better. Clean lines, balanced compositions, and carefully selected details create spaces that feel calm, refined, and timeless. This is where understanding what to avoid becomes just as important as knowing what to include. By recognizing the most common design mistakes and combining that awareness with smart, modern ideas, it becomes much easier to create a bedroom that feels cohesive, comfortable, and visually appealing without effort. Mistake 1: Poor space planning. A bedroom can have beautiful furniture and still feel uncomfortable if the layout is not working. One of the most common issues is placing furniture without considering movement and flow. When pathways are blocked or too tight, the space immediately feels restricted, no matter how large it actually is. The bed, being the largest piece, often sets the tone for the entire layout. When it is pushed into an awkward corner or misaligned with the room, everything else starts to feel unbalanced. Nightstands, wardrobes, and additional seating can also create visual clutter when they are not positioned with intention. A well-planned space allows for easy movement and creates a natural sense of order. There should be enough room to walk comfortably around the bed, access storage without difficulty, and maintain clear visual lines across the room. A more thoughtful approach focuses on simplicity and function. Centering the bed when possible, maintaining symmetry where it feels natural, and avoiding unnecessary furniture can instantly improve both comfort and appearance. When space is respected, the entire room begins to feel calmer, more open, and far more inviting. Mistake 2: Ignoring proportion and scale. Even in a well-arranged bedroom, the wrong proportions can quietly throw everything off. Furniture that feels too large can overwhelm the space, while pieces that are too small can make the room feel empty and disconnected. This imbalance often shows up in subtle ways, but it affects the overall harmony more than expected. A common example is pairing a large bed with undersized nightstands or placing a small rug beneath a wide frame. These mismatches break the visual flow and make each element feel unrelated. The same applies to decor. Artwork that is too small for the wall or lighting that feels out of scale can weaken the entire design. A more balanced approach focuses on visual weight. Each piece should feel like it belongs, not just in style, but in size. Nightstands should relate comfortably to the height of the bed, rugs should extend enough to anchor the area, and larger walls should be complemented with appropriately sized decor. When proportion and scale are thoughtfully considered, the room starts to feel cohesive without effort. Everything aligns naturally, creating a sense of order and visual comfort that makes the space feel complete. Mistake 3: weak or flat color scheme. Color has a powerful effect on how a bedroom feels, yet it is often treated as an afterthought. A space that relies on a single tone without variation can feel flat and uninspired, while too many competing colors can make the room feel chaotic and visually tiring. The issue is not the choice of color itself, but how it is used. When everything blends into one uniform shade, the room lacks depth and definition. On the other hand, introducing too many bold tones without balance can break the sense of calm that a bedroom needs. A more refined approach focuses on layering. Instead of relying on one color, a balanced palette combines a dominant base with softer supporting tones and subtle contrasts. This creates visual interest without overwhelming the space. Small details play a big role here. Bedding, cushions, rugs, and even wall finishes can introduce variation in a controlled way. When colors are thoughtfully connected, the entire room feels more cohesive, more inviting, and naturally comfortable to spend time in. Mistake 4: lack of texture and material variety. A bedroom that relies on only one or two materials often feels flat, even if the colors and layout are well chosen. Smooth surfaces everywhere can create a space that looks clean, but lacks warmth and depth. Over time, this makes the room feel less inviting and visually uninteresting. The issue usually comes from repeating the same finishes, too much polished wood, too many plain fabrics, or an overuse of one texture across the entire space. Without contrast, nothing stands out, and the design starts to feel one-dimensional. A more balanced approach introduces variety in a subtle, controlled way. Soft textiles, natural wood, matte finishes, and layered fabrics can all work together to create richness without clutter. Even small additions, like a textured rug, upholstered headboard, or woven accents, can completely change how the room feels. When different materials interact thoughtfully, the space gains depth and character. It feels more comfortable, more complete, and visually engaging without needing bold or excessive decoration. Mistake 5: neglecting the bed as a focal point. In many bedrooms, the bed is the largest and most important element, yet it is often treated as just another piece of furniture. When it lacks presence or proper styling, the entire room can feel incomplete and unfocused. This usually happens when the bed is left too simple or disconnected from its surroundings. A plain headboard, minimal bedding, or lack of framing on the wall behind it can make the space feel underdesigned, even if everything else is in place. A more thoughtful approach turns the bed into a clear focal point. This does not require excess decoration, but rather intentional layering and balance. A well-proportioned headboard, coordinated bedding, and subtle symmetry with nightstands or lighting can create a strong visual anchor. The area around the bed also plays a role. Wall treatments, artwork, or soft textures behind it can add depth without overwhelming the space. When the bed is properly styled and positioned, it naturally draws attention and brings the entire room together in a cohesive and refined way. Mistake 6: poor rug placement. Rugs have a subtle but powerful role in defining the bedroom, yet they are often chosen or placed without enough consideration. A rug that is too small or positioned incorrectly can make the entire space feel disconnected, as if each element is floating on its own. This usually happens when the rug only sits under the bed without extending outward, or when it is placed off-center. In these cases, the bed loses its visual anchor, and the room starts to feel fragmented rather than unified. A more effective approach is to use the rug to ground the space. It should extend beyond the sides and foot of the bed, creating a soft frame that ties everything together. This not only improves the visual balance, but also adds comfort where it matters most. The texture and tone of the rug also contribute to the overall atmosphere. A well-chosen rug can introduce warmth, soften the room, and connect different elements without drawing too much attention. When placed correctly, it quietly enhances both the look and feel of the entire bedroom. Mistake 7: Overlooking storage solutions. A bedroom can be beautifully designed, but without proper storage, it quickly loses its sense of calm. Clutter builds up, surfaces become crowded, and the space starts to feel visually heavy and disorganized. This often happens when storage is treated as an afterthought. Limited wardrobe space, lack of drawers, or no designated place for everyday items leads to constant overflow. Even small things, when left without a proper home, can disrupt the overall look of the room. A more thoughtful approach focuses on integrating storage into the design itself. Built-in wardrobes, underbed storage, and multifunctional furniture help maintain a clean and organized environment without adding bulk. The goal is to keep essentials accessible while keeping visual distractions to a minimum. When storage is planned properly, the room feels lighter and more controlled. Surfaces remain clear, the design becomes more noticeable, and the entire space feels more relaxing and easier to live in. Mistake 8: Overdecorating the space. A bedroom loses its calm feeling when every surface is filled and every corner competes for attention. Overdecorating is one of the quickest ways to make a space feel visually noisy, even if each individual item is attractive on its own. This often happens when too many decorative objects, patterns, or accents are used without restraint. Instead of enhancing the room, they start to distract from it. The eye has nowhere to rest, and the space begins to feel heavier and more crowded than intended. A more refined approach focuses on intention and spacing. A few well-chosen pieces can have far more impact than a large collection of small items. Leaving negative space is just as important as adding decor, because it allows the design to breathe and feel more balanced. When decoration is simplified and curated, each element gains more presence. The room feels clearer, more elegant, and easier to connect with visually, without losing personality or warmth. Mistake 9: Ignoring wall design. Walls are often left blank or treated as a secondary detail, but in a bedroom they play a major role in shaping atmosphere. When walls are completely empty or randomly decorated, the space can feel unfinished or lacking direction, even if the furniture is well chosen. The issue is usually not the absence of decoration, but the lack of intention. A single oversized piece placed without balance, or multiple unrelated items scattered across the wall, can disrupt harmony rather than enhance it. This creates visual confusion instead of a calm focal point. A more effective approach is to treat walls as part of the overall composition. Subtle elements like textured finishes, simple framed artwork, or soft paneling can add depth without overwhelming the space. The key is consistency in style and proportion. When wall design is considered thoughtfully, it brings structure to the room. It helps connect all elements together, reinforcing the overall mood and making the bedroom feel more complete and visually grounded. Mistake 10. No cohesive design direction. One of the most overlooked issues in bedroom design is the lack of a clear direction. When different styles, colors, and materials are mixed without a unifying idea, the space starts to feel disconnected and visually inconsistent. This usually shows up when furniture pieces are chosen individually rather than as part of a bigger picture. A modern bed paired with traditional decor, or minimal furniture combined with overly decorative accents, can create confusion in the overall design language. A more effective approach is to define a simple and consistent direction before making design choices. This does not mean everything has to match exactly, but there should be a clear sense of harmony in style, tone, and material selection. Whether the space leans modern, soft minimal, or warm contemporary, every element should support that same visual story. When cohesion is achieved, the bedroom immediately feels more intentional. Even simple designs look more elevated because everything works together instead of competing for attention. Modern bedroom design is shifting toward calm simplicity with thoughtful detailing. Clean-lined furniture, soft layered textiles, and natural materials create a sense of balance that feels both comfortable and visually refined. The focus is less on filling the space and more on letting each element serve a clear purpose. Subtle lighting accents help shape the mood, while carefully chosen decor adds personality without overwhelming the room. Integrated storage keeps the space visually clean, allowing the design to feel open and relaxed. Even small details, when coordinated well, contribute to a stronger overall atmosphere. Ultimately, a well-designed bedroom is about harmony between function and aesthetics. When common mistakes are avoided and design choices are made with intention, the result is a space that feels timeless, comfortable, and naturally inviting. For more practical and inspiring interior design ideas, stay connected with HD Interiors.